Hello everyone, Cendrine here. Welcome to part 1 of my After the Fires of Day Q&A series, which celebrates the upcoming release of my new book. There you go. After the Fires of Day. So a few weeks ago, I asked you to send me questions about this upcoming new book, and the goal was to run a short series on my blog, creativeramblings.com, and on my YouTube channel. It's not something that I usually do, but I figured it would be a nice, different thing from what I usually do. So you've sent me some great questions. So the series will be made up of 4 parts, and this is part 1. So today I am going to start with 3 questions that I found really interesting. So the first question is, what was the inspiration behind your choice of cover artwork for the book? So that's question 1. The second question is, what's the story behind the title, After the Fires of Day? And the third question is, when did you become inspired to put this project together? So I hope you will enjoy my answers. So question 1, what was the inspiration behind your choice of cover artwork for the book? Here, the cover once again. So whenever I read Kahlil Gibran or Alphonse de Lamartine, 3 words come to mind automatically: boundlessness, peace, and nature. So Gibran's and Lamartine's poems and stories inspire me. They uplift my soul and transport my mind to places of very deep comfort. The Prophet, in particular, Gibran's book, most famous book, is my personal Bible. I don't know if I would have survived my 10-year depression without reading this book almost every single day. I have designed my own book covers for years, except for a couple of those covers. They feature my own photography. So after the Fires of Day would follow this tradition, I wanted to use one of my images. I needed something that conjured up, the 3 words I talked about: boundlessness, peace, and nature. And I think the one I picked works quite well. For those who may not be familiar with this place, I took the photo at Pine Point Rapids, which is a lovely place in Manitoba, Canada. Manitoba being the province where I live in Canada. So I took that photo a few years ago. Now, you see the butterfly here. The butterfly on the cover is a reference to one of Lamartine's lovely poems titled The Butterfly. So it's Le Papillon in French, the butterfly. So if you ever have the opportunity if you ever want to check out this poem, it's called The Butterfly, and you check out The Butterfly from Alphonse de Lamartine, and you'll be able to read it online because it's available. Not every poem from Lamartine has been translated into English, but many of them, and this one has been translated. The translation actually really good. So that was the first question. The second question is, what's the story behind the title After the Fires of Day? So I actually explained this in the introduction inside the book, but I'll tell you now here. So After the Fires of Day translates as Après les feux du jour in French. So the words appear in Alphonse de Lamartine's poem Le Soir, which means evening. I selected those words because, to me, they sum up the essence of the haiku. Short, impactful, and conjuring up images that really go beyond nature. Plus, those words make the title look like a mini haiku. which is really nice. Initially, I wanted to release this project in 2 volumes. So volume 1 would be about Lamartine and would have the same title, After the Fires of Day. Volume 2 would be about Gibran, and the title for that second volume would be Let Us Speak of Beauty. This title borrows from the chapter on beauty in The Prophet. But once I was done formatting the first volume, I realized that, one book made more sense. So that's why you just have one volume, just one book. And now the third question. So when did you become inspired to put this project together? That's a great question. I had always wanted to pay homage to Gibran and Lamartine in a way. I could have done so many different things, including, writing a book on why these two writers have been so inspirational to me. I've inspired my career and so on and so forth. But honestly, it would have been boring for readers. The challenge really was to find a respectful and personal way to pay tribute to these two wonderful writers. I tried to emulate Gibran's style as well as Lamartine's styles, a long time ago, and I failed, obviously. So I knew doing something like this wouldn't have worked well at all. In the late 2010s, I had an idea. So why not borrow the energy behind the beautiful words and go from there? And as soon as this idea popped up in my mind, my long break from writing was suddenly over. Had not written anything I think, since releasing my book in 2010, my 5th book in 2010. So it was about an 8-year hiatus. I didn't write for 8 years. So suddenly my long break from writing was over. And as I started writing haiku again, everything came together beautifully. And now, here we are. So that's it. That's it for the first part of this series. I hope you enjoyed my answers. I thank you very much for joining me today, and I'll see you very soon for part 2. Bye-bye.